All right, let's talk about a tool that's aiming to completely change how we interact with information. It's called NotebookLM, and it's all about turning your scattered notes and documents into a personalized AI you can actually talk to. You know that feeling, right? You're just drowning in a sea of digital files. Research papers, meeting notes, articles, PDFs, they all just pile up, and finding that one key insight feels impossible. Well, what if you could just have a conversation with all of that information all at once? That's where NotebookLM comes in. Think of it as a new kind of partnership between you and your documents. This isn't just another note-taking app, and it's definitely not one of those generic chatbots. It's a tool built from the ground up to solve that exact problem of information overload. So what is it really? At its heart, NotebookLM is your own personal AI research assistant. It's powered by Google's Gemini, but here's the key. It only works with your content. It lets you summarize it, ask it deep questions, and even get it to help you create something brand new from your sources. The secret sauce here is a concept called grounded AI. Now, unlike other AIs that go out and scour the entire internet, NotebookLM's knowledge is limited only to the documents you give it. This grounding is what makes its answers so incredibly accurate and actually relevant to what you're working on. And this grounded approach solves one of the biggest problems with AI. When they just make stuff up, they call it hallucinating. With NotebookLM, that's not really an issue because every single answer is tied directly back to your source material. It even gives you inline citations, so you can click and instantly check where the information came from. That builds a ton of trust, and you can ground it in almost anything you can think of. It handles your PDFs, your Google Docs, websites, and even your Google Slides presentations. It can also pull all the information right out of YouTube videos as long as they have a transcript. So you can basically create one single smart hub for any project you're working on. The cool thing is, this isn't some exclusive, hard-to-get tool. The free version of NotebookLM is already available in over 180 regions. That's putting some seriously sophisticated AI research power into the hands of people all over the world. Okay, so now that we know what it is, let's get to the fun part. Let's see how these features can completely change your workflow and give you what are basically new superpowers for working with information. And the applications here are just so broad. If you're a student, you can instantly generate study guides. If you're a researcher, you can synthesize mountains of dense academic papers in minutes. For knowledge workers, you can get quick briefings on long reports. And if you're a content creator, you can brainstorm ways to reuse your material. And this tool's versatility really stretches across professions. In HR, for example, it can make onboarding new hires so much faster. In the legal world, it could speed up case research. For a marketing team, it becomes this amazing engine for repurposing content, getting the most out of every single thing you create. So what this all really means is that these super complex tasks, the kind that used to require a whole research department or days of manual work, are now something that individuals and small teams can just do. It truly democratizes high-level information analysis. But here's where things get really interesting. NotebookLM can also be an incredible communication tool. Its video overview feature helps you not just understand your own information, but share it in a totally new and compelling way. Imagine this. NotebookLM can take all the sources you've loaded into your notebook and automatically generate a video, narrated by AI. It builds the slides, it pulls out the key quotes, it even grabs images and diagrams from your documents. It boils down really complex topics into a clear visual story. And the process for creating one of these couldn't be simpler. It's really just 3 steps. 1, upload your sources. 2, you write a steering prompt to tell the AI what you want. And 3, you click Generate. The AI does all the heavy lifting in the background. Now that steering prompt is your secret weapon. That's where you become the director. So instead of just saying, summarize this, you can get specific. You can tell it to, say, generate a video for an executive briefing and distill this report into its most critical strategic implications. You define the audience, the focus, and the tone, and you get much more valuable, targeted content. Now, to get the best visual results, you do have to be a good director. This means beating the AI sources that are already visually rich, with lots of diagrams and charts. You can also give it hints, like explicitly prompting it to highlight key diagrams, or even describing a visual you want, like a flowchart. But let's be realistic for a second. Some people have noted that the output can sometimes look a bit like a dull PowerPoint. This isn't a magic button for a Hollywood movie. It really just highlights that your human guidance, curating great sources and writing smart prompts is absolutely essential to make the final video shine. So when you step back and look at the whole thing, this tool represents a really fundamental shift in how we work. It's a move from just gathering information to actively generating insight from it. See, tools like NotebookLM aren't here to replace human thinking. They're here to accelerate it. The AI gives us the speed and the scale to handle massive amounts of info. But we, the humans, we provide the strategic guidance, the creativity, and the final say. It's a true partnership. A great way to think about NotebookLM is as a cognitive multiplier. I love that phrase. By offloading all that tedious work, the summarizing, the organizing, it frees up our mental energy for the stuff that really matters: analysis, creativity, and coming up with that next big idea. So a tool like this basically puts a research assistant and a production studio right at your fingertips. It helps you transform from being just a consumer of information into a true creator of understanding. And that really only leaves one question. What complex idea will you be the one to finally explain to the world? So if you're ready to start your journey from information overload to clear insight, I'd say give NotebookLM a try for yourself. Thanks for tuning in.